Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm going to make a cheese and onion soda bread. It's lovely on the day it's made and it's better if you reheat it on the second day, but it has so few ingredients, it's a lovely thing to make. It smells wonderful. So for this, the best thing to do really is to get everything ready before you start. So you're going to need 125 grams of grated cheddar cheese because it's got more flavour. You also need some spring onions. A whole bunch of spring onions, which you need to chop quite finely. Spring onions, sometimes they're called salad onions, sometimes they're called scallions. But you take off the root, you chop off the top, and I would peel off the outer layer and then simply cut them into nice thin little slices. So that's your cheese and onion. And then we've got 400 grams of plain flour. And to that we're going to add a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Don't be tempted to overdo it. Nice level teaspoon of bicarb. A level teaspoon of salt. This is an enormous jar of salt, but the refill was so big it wouldn't fit the normal container. So a teaspoon of salt. And then a twist of black pepper, or 3. I've also got my tray ready. I've got silicone paper on it so that the thing won't stick, and I've got the oven on to gas mark 6. So once we've got all that ready, we can start to mix. So we need to get those dry things blended together. Often a recipe will say sieve together, but if you give it a jolly good stir, you really don't need to sieve. And then to that we add 3/4 of our grated cheese, and we add most of our onions as well. So I'm going to go in like that. One's escaped. There it is. So we'll save a bit. That's to go on the top. So we'll mix those in. And in order to create a dough, we're going to use buttermilk. Now if you can't get buttermilk, you can actually use yoghurt and mix it with some milk. So it's 300 ml of buttermilk, or, as I've got, 200 of natural yoghurt and 100 of milk. So give those a stir. It's quite lumpy. What happens is that the bicarbonate of soda reacts with the lactic acid and gives off carbon dioxide, so that's your raising agent. So once you get it in there, you need to start mixing. So here we go, all at once. Get out as much as you can and then start to mix the two together. It's quite messy, so don't put your hand in there to squeeze it together too soon because you'll finish up very, very sticky. Let the spoon do most of the work. I'm just going to scrape that off because there's a lot of the liquid stuck to that, which I need to get into the dough. Turn your bowl as you go. And when it's beginning to look quite clumpy, that's the time to start to gently squeeze it together. So gently squeeze. You don't knead this because kneading lengthens the strands of gluten and makes it tough. This is a light, more crumbly thing. It's called soda bread. It's not really a bread, but it's the shape that it gets its name from. So turn it. If you find a wet patch, try and get that to stick to the dough and keep working round and round. You can see it's beginning to come together. There we are, that's it. I'll clean my fingers off and then I'm just going to bring the tray across and transfer this to the tray. So you can see I've got my silicone paper on there. You could just put some flour on the baking tray if you haven't got one of these silicone things. It goes on the baking tray and then you flatten it out to a disc that's about 18 centimetres. And then, with your sharp knife, you need to cut it. Often it will say cut it into 4. I'm actually going to cut it into 8 because otherwise the sections are really rather large. So into 8. And then brush with some milk, and we're going to use the rest of the cheese and onion just to sprinkle on the top. And if you can cover up the onions with the cheese, it will stop them from burning, because it goes in the oven at gas mark 6 for between 35 and 40 minutes. It's quite a long time, but you'll see it rises beautifully. Right, pop that back. There we are, that's going in the oven now. 35 to 40 minutes at gas mark 6, 200 Celsius, 180 fan. Right, that's had 40 minutes, and just look at it, it's huge, it's lovely. It should be well risen, golden brown, and they say that it should be hollow when you tap it underneath, but I daren't because it's going to be so hot. So I'm going to get it off the tray using 2 fish slices, and I'm going to put it onto a cooling rack. You can see it's not stuck at all. There we are. And that needs to cool for 30 minutes before you cut it, if you can resist it. Oh, it just looks so good, doesn't it? So there it is, cheese and onion soda bread. It smells absolutely wonderful. If you can't eat it all on the day you make it, you can freeze it. And if you do that, or if you save it until the next day, it's perfectly okay to reheat it, and that just freshens it up a little bit. But it's great if you dip it into soup, or just have it with a bit more cheese and some chutney for lunch, I think, probably, don't you? Have a go, like, share, subscribe, all the recipes are on the website, and enjoy. Bye.